Hi guys, it's Nina from VR Focus, and today is going to be a video about Tetris Effect. Now, if you watched all of the recap videos of our team at E3, you might have noticed that we kept asking ourselves, what is the best video game at E3 2018? Now, E3 has kind of been a very slow year this year, and we didn't really catch anything that was really ultimately groundbreaking. And at the very end of the recap video, I asked, what is the best VR experience at E3?
I think the best virtual reality experience that we experienced was probably Tetris, right? What do you think?
Yeah, for me it was Tetris Effect.
Tetris versus Wolfenstein.
Oh, Tetris.
Tetris?
Yeah.
From the makers of Res Infinite, Enhanced Games have now brought Tetris Effect to PlayStation 4 and PlayStation VR. Based on the 1984 famous title matching puzzle video game, Tetris Effect marks the 34th anniversary of the iconic Tetris brand. Now, this game was released back in 1984, so it's absolutely insane that the best thing that we saw at E3 is a game based on a 1984 puzzle video game, but it is. But perhaps the reason why it's so good is because they are the makers of Res Infinite. You might have remembered a little interview that I did ages ago with Enhanced Games, which was about Res Infinite.
What are we doing?
I don't know what we're doing, that's good.
Yeah.
It's all about music, it's all about light, it's all about color, it's all about movement, and it's very much based on synesthesia, and that's kind of what this Tetris Effect is. It's very much based on light, it's based on sound, it's based on music, the way you move, how you behave, all of it affects light, color, and movement of what is around you. So it's a very immersive experience. Kevin and myself, we tried it out at the Sony booth at E3. Tetris Effect is a seated experience. You put on the PlayStation VR for the VR part. You can also play it just on the PlayStation 4. You don't need to play it in VR. You get it and play it with the controller, and it just kind of plays like any other Tetris game that's out right now. I love Tetris. I play Tetris when I'm stressed out. I don't know, for some reason, I find it very, I don't know, relaxing when I see things going into a certain line and it goes zzz, it does something to me, something amazing. Obviously, if there is a VR Tetris game and it involves music and sound and movement and it's in VR, you kind of have my vote already. I don't just like Tetris Effect because I love Tetris. I think the way that Enhanced Games have used music and sound and color, it feels very much like a music dance experience, even though you're just putting blocks down. But what's quite special about Tetris Effect is that the music that plays with your game changes and alternates. And there's this one song from the trailer where this beautiful, massive humpback whale just swims around you, made out of stars, right? And it moves according to how many blocks that you do. So if you get a huge amount of lines or blocks and that you're doing quite well, the wheel starts moving faster and smoother. And if you do it slow, it just kind of slowly dances around you. Like a whale made out of stars slowly dancing around you. Sounds a little bit crazy, right? And there was another part where, you know, there were drums involved and it got really rhythmic and you kind of really got into it. I was bouncing, you know, back and forth, up and down. It was kind of like I was at a rave. The way that the blocks went down, they created the sound of a drum. Boom, 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 boom. And you kind of really got into it because then it wasn't really about Tetris for me anymore. It's just about trying to get the rhythm of the song. But no matter what you did, you created a sort of a soundscape for what was happening with the music. So no matter what you were doing, no matter how you were playing, whether you were playing slow, whether you were playing fast, however you choose to play Tetris, the music played along with you. It was very much a kind of spiritual musical experience. And this is why I think Tetris Effect won everybody's hearts at E3. It got so many awards. If you were following Enhanced Games on Twitter, you can kind of see voted, you know, best game of 2018 E3. You can also play Marathon, Sprint, and Ultra. These are basically different modes that you can play. So you can play however you choose to play Tetris. And they also have something called the zone. So if you're stuck in a tricky situation and you want to gain the extra points, you go into the zone. So if you line up enough points, you kind of see a little marker on the bottom left hand of the screen, and it goes all the way to green. And if you've got enough points, you can go into the zone and everything freezes, and you're able to align your Tetris pieces down in a way that is without distress, so it's not going down like 100 miles per hour. And this is convenient if you know that you're near the end and you know that this is a tricky part and you are just not capable of doing it. There's 30 different stages, and you can change your difficulty, so you can go from very easy to normal to difficult. So obviously the levels are replayable and it'll be a different experience every single time. Tetris Effect is coming to PlayStation VR. I think it's going to be a pretty successful hit, mostly just because it's a musical experience, and Beat Saber has been very, very popular, but this is something different. This is something quite beautiful, and you don't really need to think about it. People already know what Tetris is. This is just a new way of experiencing Tetris, and I think it's a beautiful and well done anniversary gift to the Tetris brand, and I'm really excited for you guys to try it out because I think you'll love it. I loved the music in it. It was a little bit sometimes overwhelming, the amount of light and color that was coming off of the screen at one point. One of the things I did notice, which was a little bit annoying, usually when I play Tetris and it goes very much slow motion, I bring down a Tetris piece and it goes down and I can change it last minute and then scooch it in. Couldn't really do it with this controller. I'm not sure if it's the game that I played or when it's going to be released it'll be slightly different. That was the only part where I was a little bit peeved off, like the last minute change. I'm like, want to scooch that little block in. Couldn't do it. Anyways, that is my personal review of Tetris Effect. I loved it. I think it's beautiful. It's not very much a video game. It's more of an experience, very much a musical dance, spiritual experience, and I think it'll become more beautiful because I only played 2 levels. And I love the zone. I thought it was really cool. There's a button that you can press, I think it's R2 or L2, where, you know, everything turned to fire. It was a little bit distracting because everything was on fire. You're like, oh, this is awesome. And you press the button and everything turned into ice. And I was like, ooh, this is just as awesome. So I'm very interested to see all of the different effects. And I can definitely see some people playing this over and over and over again. And it can kind of be like this mindless wonder of your brain as you have a tough day at work and you just want to relax. And you just want to chill and just be part of the music and everything around you. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. If you want to hear more, go over to vrfocus.com. We will be doing lots more reviews of games that we played at E3, and I hope to see you in the next video.